All right, guys. Once again, we're here with. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. So, who am I have the pleasure to meet today?
Roseanne Garcia. They call me Rose.
Oh, they call you Rose. Okay. So, Rose, how's life treating you today so far?
So far, so good. I'm blessed.
You're blessed. You sure right. Yes. Hey, see another day, right?
That's right.
Wake up and see another day.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that.
They don't.
I just found out today, somebody that I know real close passed away this morning. It's like, it's sad.
It is. I tell people all the time, because they tell me they have a bad day, I tell them, well, at least you were alive to have a bad day.
You sure right. Yes, definitely. So how old are you, Rose?
I'm 45 years old.
45. Okay.
I just turned 45 in May.
Originally, where are you from?
From Sinton, Texas.
Sinton. Okay. What got you here in Corpus Christi?
About maybe 13 years ago, I moved in with a boyfriend of mine.
Okay.
And I came to Corpus to live with him.
I see. Okay. All right. So what's your current situation, Rose?
I am in my third year of displacement. I am homeless.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Off and on.
On and off.
Within the past 3 years, I've had opportunities to get off the street, and I do. I'll go live with somebody and be their housekeeper, or babysitter, things of that sort. And then when that finishes, I'm back on the street.
Oh, okay. Yes. Typical day for you. How does it look?
I wake up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, where I have a campsite and.
You got a tent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, a makeshift tent. I live actually in a mesquite tree.
Oh, okay.
That I have some tarps and stuff that I've made myself a shelter illegally, mind you.
Yes.
I know that our city has an ordinance, but you know what? It's too hot.
Yes, it is.
It's too hot in these times and days in our lives. Like there's a lot of violence. And there's really nowhere here in the city of Corpus Christi for us to stay as far as us being out on the streets. They really want us to go to a shelter.
Right.
But being the person that I am, I'm an outgoing person. I'm a type of person. Not that I can't follow rules. Sometimes I need to go for a walk in the middle of the night, or my anxiety, depression, all that kicks in. I can't just be in a facility.
enclosed facility.
So I choose to be on the street.
Right, and you gotta stay there. No, it's like a curfew. You have curfews, right?
8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Oh man.
I live in a mesquite tree on a construction site at this time.
Oh.
So my day starts at 4 a.m. At 4, I begin to, if there's anybody else that's come stragglers throughout the night, I help a lot of people out.
Okay.
I'm an advocate for my peers. I'm with the homeless, helping the homeless, peer advocates. So people know they can come talk to me. On my belt, I also have mental health first aid, to where I can kind of assess people. I got that recently through my mentor, Father Bruce.
Yeah. So. Do you carry some stuff with you? Okay.
Yeah, well, like if they're feeling depressed.
Okay.
People know they can always come to me and talk to me.
Talk to you,
about anything.
That's good.
And so sometimes during the night, people come over where I sleep.
Yeah, especially listen to you. Their issues.
Yeah, they know they can come at whatever hour, because if it takes a lot for a person to ask for help.
Right.
So sometimes people are there. I let them sleep, but then I tell them I'm up. I gotta pick up all my trash, so I'm picking up my spot.
Cool. Okay.
And that starts at 4. By 7 a.m., everything's taken down, put up.
That's good. Okay, cool. So, how do you sustain yourself? Do you boost? Do you do dates, panhandle, or?
My daily needs are met.
Okay, good.
My hygiene is met. There's some stuff that I still enjoy. Like before I was homeless, certain types of soap, nail polish, makeup, stuff of that sort.
Yes.
Certain types of shoes, certain way I like to dress, my hair, things of that sort. There's people out there, they'll give me money.
That's good.
I don't ever go ask for money. I don't go steal. In the past, I do have a past of being an escort. That's in the past.
Yes, ma'am.
In the past, I have a past of drug use, of drug selling. That's all the past.
That's in the past. Okay.
But now I'm looking for a job.
Okay, good.
But as far as making my ends meet, I utilize the resources that are out there.
People are always giving giving you that hand,
And there's people out there that they want to sponsor me, or that I call like a sponsorship. They paid for me to go like on weekend retreats.
That's good.
So even though I'm in the darkest place that you could be in, which is like in the middle of being homeless, I try to be that light.
Exactly.
That God wants us to be.
They need somebody out there to, like I said, they just want somebody to listen to their issues, and you're there to provide your services for these folks that they know that you're in the same situation.
Exactly. And anybody can be in the situation.
Yes,
We're
ma'am.
1 to 2 paychecks away, from becoming them.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, what's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with me. Ask me what happened. Because what happened to me that made me feel that living on the street was so much better than living in a house.
Okay. Are you struggling right now with any type of substance or?
I'm off and on.
On and off? Okay.
I've had I'm not on now. I wish I was sometimes. I'm going to be honest,
Yes, ma'am.
Because, as far as drug abuse and alcohol, I consider myself an alcoholic.
Okay.
I stopped drinking at the age of 24.
24.
I was 2 gallons a day of vodka.
2 gallons a day.
And so, I don't drink. I steer away from it. I don't condemn anybody that does, but,
Yes.
at the same token, I struggle with my drug use.
Oh, okay.
I do, I'm off and on the methamphetamine, which is ice, meth,
ma'am.
crank, whatever you want to call it.
I like that the way you kind of like break it down in different terms.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
there's a lot of names for it, and, a lot of people don't know all those names.
I like that.
I even found out recently they call it Tina. They call it peanut butter. They
see?
call it, yellow, all kinds of things. And
So that's why you're struggling with that?
I struggle with that. But about a year and a half ago, I was held hostage in Harwood, Texas, and when I came back, I wanted to be on drugs so bad because I wanted to numb my pain.
Right. All that you went through a lot of trauma.
Yeah, and I wanted to hurt people.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I was hurt. I didn't care who you were, I wanted to hurt you. But the fact that God allowed me to say it, I say He allowed it because that's what was in my heart.
Yes, ma'am.
And out of the mouth speaks the abundance of the heart. So the more I would say what I wanted to do to people, and I'd go and make all kinds of tools and weapons,
yeah.
and as I'm making them, I'm talking almost to myself. I guess I was talking to God. But the more He let me say it, the more it opened my ears.
I see. Okay.
I was listening to what I was saying. That's not me.
Okay.
It was the fact that what had happened to me.
Yes.
And I wanted a Band-Aid, in other words.
Yes.
And that's what the drugs do.
Oh.
They were just going to Band-Aid, fix it for now.
Right.
So I made the decision at that time. I was shooting up 1,200 units of methamphetamine in my arm.
1,200 units?
1,200 units. I would sit down and do 300, which is, if you have like a syringe of 100 units, I was doing 3 of those at one time, 4 times a day.
4 times a day, 300 units.
So I wasn't even on this earth, mentally, spiritually, nothing.
You were just kind of trying to numb the pain, that trauma you went through, all the crazy stuff.
And I didn't want to hear anything.
Yes.
I didn't want nothing to trigger me. But then it was still there, the pain.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
So I made the conscious decision to lay off of it.
Right.
And there's times that now I'm sober, but there's times that something happens to me. People, it's horrible because hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
So a lot of times they're hurting, they want you to hurt. And with me, there's nothing anybody can do to hurt me.
Right.
I serve a God He's not a fear. I serve a God that's always on my side.
Yes.
I just have to realize that. And sometimes I fall off, like in believing in Him. So I let people get to me.
Yeah.
I let them pull me down along with my problems.
Okay.
So I start doing drugs again. Yeah.
So going to that, how old were you when you got introduced to those substances, or
I was a late bloomer per se.
Late bloomer?
I was in my 30s.
30s when
And
you
I'm
started
45 now.
experimenting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. Have you ever lost friends or family members due to substances?
My mom and I have an estranged relationship that we're working on.
Okay.
My sister and I don't speak.
No, but have you lost?
Like
Yes, passed
to
away.
death? You mean passed
Yes,
away? No.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I've lost people like physically. They'll shut me out.
Oh, yeah.
But
Do you have any children?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any kids?
I have 4 children and 1 grandson.
Okay.
And that's another reason that I'm trying to get completely off. I have a 5-year plan.
Okay.
So at the age of 50, I plan to have any type of drug abuse behind me.
Behind you, okay.
Completely, there's no slipping in 3 months behind me.
But guess
In
what?
10 years, I
Yes.
plan to be at City Hall. Whether it's City Hall here in Corpus, City Hall in Sinton, City Hall in another town, I believe that's what God has in store for me.
Right. Yeah, but like you said, we got to start with me first.
Yes,
Right.
and that brings up a curriculum that I'm doing. It's being taught in 2 prisons in the state of Texas. One of them, they're trying to get a 3rd prison, which would be in Beeville. And it's called Compassionate Integrity Training.
Okay.
The compassion for yourself. You have to start to learn yourself.
There you
It
go.
has to do with neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, your brain. This part tells you smell smoke. This part tells you run, this part tells you it's a toaster, chill out. So in other words, you fight or fight. Do you fight or flight?
Right, yes.
So, and a lot of us, even especially in this sector of being homeless, we don't even have that use of our brain anymore.
Yeah.
So we're on fight, or run away, flight,
yes,
all the time.
Flight, correct.
So getting to know ourselves and then getting to know other people and understanding is the whole thing. And that right there, they give it to only prisoners, but now I'm the first one that's doing it out here.
Good.
And it's helping me.
Yes, good. And then you can go ahead and share that with the other people.
My pastor, Cliff Kurtz, he's administering this curriculum to me, and that's his goal, for us to do it, and then to teach our employees here in Corpus Christi.
Right.
Some of the resources, teach them.
Cool.
Have trauma-informed care, and then from there have your clients, or my peers as well, understand themselves. Trauma's big in this sector.
It is. Yeah, it's everywhere. So, Rose, how was your childhood growing up?
I come from what they used to call a nucleus family. My mother and my father, who have been together since they were about 13 years old, they're 75 years old now, still together, still alive. I have my older sister, 7 years older than me, and my brother. We've never been separated. It was a happy family. We're a devout Catholic family. I had some issues. I always felt like I was the one left out.
Okay.
I have abandonment issues, things of that sort. Of course, typical middle child, without getting into the middle of it, you know. But I graduated high school in Sinton with like about 16 college credit hours towards my teaching certificate.
Okay.
I worked for Head Start.
Okay.
After I graduated high school, I went from being at center level to being at administrative level, where I started out as a floater, like an after school teacher, to going to the classroom, from there a caseworker. And then when I resigned as the transportation specialist for San Patricio County Head Start.
You got some goals of trying to
I do.
Get
From
back
this point on?
Yes.
Yes. And you know, any goal that I've had in my life, thanks be to God, I've achieved.
Yeah, you
I don't want my name big and lights, you know, but I've wanted to make a difference in people's life. I've done it.
Yes.
I wanted to be a mom. I'm a mom. A wife. I was a wife. I wanted to have my house. I have it. I had it. And now, I want people to understand that I'm no different than you.
That's right.
People on the street are not always on drugs, aren't always criminals, and are always just this negative person that they think we are. People in houses aren't always clean and sober, and they're not always this picture perfect person. There's no difference between me and the surgeon down the street at Spawn Shoreline that sneaks drugs home to put in his vein. There's no difference.
No.
Because the drug is just like cancer, just like the flu, just like COVID. It doesn't care who you are, where you came from, what's your gender, your age, your ethnicity. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you.
It's gonna get you. You sure
But the
right
point is, with homelessness, you can always come out of it.
Yes.
So my thing is I aspire to be an example to those in the community, not only to them, but to my peers as well. To be able to show that I can make it out of there. First and foremost, I want to prove that to me, then my children, because God knows I can do it already.
That's right.
And I've proven so much more already.
You're doing a great job, Rose. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What's something that you do you have anything that you regret in life?
I really can't say that I do.
Okay.
Because, you know, without hurt, we wouldn't have the joy.
Yes.
Without pain, we wouldn't know what it is to not have pain. Without hate, we wouldn't have love. And you know, love is at the middle of it all.
Right.
And your love starts within ourselves, just like forgiveness. You cannot if you do not forgive somebody or hold a grudge, you're going to hinder yourself.
That's right.
So for me, there's no regrets. Why? Because God makes a way where there's no way. We think there's no way.
That's right.
And the way I see my life is like those stories where you used to get to the very end and pick your own ending. And the way I see the book of life is my choice, the devil's choice, and the Lord's choice. The Lord has written it to being great the way He wants you to. But if we pick one of the other two, what He does for us is if we took a left when we were supposed to take a right,
yes,
He helps us detour from that left and get back on the path to be big. Yes. And no matter if it's a negative thing that's happened to us, we can make that into a positive.
That's right. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Well, when you look at yourself in the mirror, Rose, what do you see?
I see a mother. I see a daughter. You know, and I can say that proudly, that I'm a great mom. Even though I have my 4 children with me, I still have sole custody of my children. My children talk to me as frequently as possible.
That's good.
Video chat. I still have a say in everything. I have custody of them.
Okay.
My parents
You
are
keep
taking
in
care of
touch
them
with
right
them.
now.
You keep in
Oh,
touch.
definitely.
Okay, good.
You know, so, you know, there's what more can I ask for?
Yes.
I would call and ask for money and nothing from my parents. Why? Because they're doing the greatest thing they could ever do.
Right.
Is watch my children until I can get up off of where I'm at now.
I like that, yes. Where would you like to see yourself in 6 months, a year from now?
6 months to a year, I want to be in a house.
Okay, have your own place?
Right,
Okay.
in an apartment or a house. I'm 500 and something on the list for Section 8 vouchers.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a slow movement, but it's a movement. Because I could still be where I was last year, not even applied. You know, as long as I'm on that list, that's a movement for me.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that. You know, maybe that's part of one of your wishes. But if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
It would be have my children,
Have you
have my children living with me in our own home. So
Yeah,
a home,
reunite, okay.
home, reunification with my children, and same thing to see my mom and dad every day.
Okay, that's good. It's going to take some time, but guess what? Change is difficult, Rose, but guess what? It's possible.
It is possible, you know, and as long as we try, that's all we need.
That's it. Hey, well, listen, Rose, I was thinking, I know it's hot here. You got a black dress. I got some clothes there, some shirts, you know, something, you know, maybe some shoes or something. For something for today. Trying to, you know, bring up that low self-esteem. You know, sometimes we all go through a lot of issues on a daily basis.
And you know, it's good to be able to pick our own.
Yeah.
Because being homeless, you don't have a choice. It's whatever's handed to you.
Uh-huh.
You take it or you leave it.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So, are you done with that? We good? All right, cool. All right, guys. We'll be back then. All right, guys, we're back here with Rose, before and after. So what do you think, Rose?
I like it. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, those shoes and all that.
Yes, sir.
Got you some shorts?
Yes.
Yeah, man, because
Especially with this weather, it's so hot out here that now I can move freely.
yes. Yeah. I know it's not much, Rose, you know what I'm saying?
Believe me, it's more than what you think it is. Just the fact that you acknowledge us. A lot of times people pass us up like we're nothing. So just a hello, a wink of an eye, a wave, that's more than what you think.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. Because you know, like you said, man, there's people out there. They see people in situations like this. It's like, oh no. It's like, don't you ever say no, because you never know. I'm saying
You don't ever know when it could be you,
Yes, ma'am.
or it could be somebody you love.
exactly.
And God forbid it be someone that you love dearly, because it hurts to see somebody that you love hurt.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, I got this little personal hygiene kit for you.
Oh.
And in there, there's a little, toothbrush and deodorant. And
Thank
so
you
forth.
so much. This comes in handy, believe me, you.
Yes, and those are community resources, Rose. If you want to get ID, or your birth certificate, driver license, or like you say, you're struggling with that meth. There's community resources. You can reach out to them, and mental health or anything.
This is good right here. I know a lot of these. At all these places, I know them because I serve with the homeless, helping the homeless.
Right.
But some of these I didn't know they offered a lot of these services. So this is really good for me to know, and I can pass that information on.
Or yes, ma'am. Like you want to get your food stamps, or you want to people, those agencies that are willing to pay your light bills or whatever. Anything.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. It really does matter.
Yes, sir, ma'am. Thank you. I know it's not much, like I said, but what would you say to people that they're struggling out there? That I know you mentioned about you were doing what 300.
Yeah.
Shooting up.
Like drugs. We use drugs a lot of times because drugs accept you. Drugs aren't going to tell you no. Alcohol's not going to tell you no. Mm-hmm. But your friends and family, they tell you no because they love you.
Right.
The fact that you live today isn't promised for tomorrow.
That's right.
But you can always slow that process down by just knowing that there's somebody out there that loves you. And if nobody's told you, I love you. If nobody tells you, you think you don't matter, you matter to me. Because I matter to somebody. And God is always going to be there. There's always an answer.
I like that. Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yeah. I just wish you the best, Rose.
Thank you.
Man, I know I've noticed, like you said, you've been through a lot.
I have, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, ma'am.
You know,
of
and
course, yes.
if it wasn't for God and the people that He has sent my way, you're one of the people He sent my way. Let me tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I have so many people that I've been introduced to, and they lead me to the door, but they won't open it for me.
Right.
They give me the resources and the self-empowerment
Right.
to open the door myself, so I can lead others to open those doors.
Okay.
So in other words, God sends all these people just like you to us to show us the way, and from there, the only thing stopping us is us.
Us, me.
Yeah, we're our own roadblocks at times.
That's right.
At times, the blessings are there, the answers are there. We just have to have that self-worth, the self-esteem, and know that we can do it. There's nothing we can't do. We can get it done. We just have to believe in ourselves.
That's right. I like that, Miss Rose. I appreciate it. Well, listen, wish you the best, Rose.
Thank
and
you.
Hopefully your wishes will come true and reunite with your kids.
Yes, definitely. That's my
you get your
goal.
house.
That's my goal. And they love me. They know me. They think I hung the moon. Thanks be to God.
That's right. Yeah, so, well, listen, Rose, you don't mind if I share this on my YouTube channel?
Go for it. Please do.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Rose, for your time, and wish you the best, and keep your head up. You're doing a
you
good
so
job,
much.
towards yourself.
Thank
Okay?
you. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, man. Bye-bye.